Ministry of Education and Youth is leading a significant transformation of Jamaica's education sector. Transforming Education for National Development TREND is the program at the heart of this mission. This initiative builds on the work of the Jamaica Education Transformation Commission and its recommendations for the holistic improvement of the country's learning landscape. Of the 365 recommendations, 101 have already been implemented, indicating a proactive attitude to raising the caliber and value of education in the nation. Much is planned for the 2024-25 fiscal year.
School violence impedes the creation of safe learning environments for students. To address this issue, schools are employing a variety of procedures indicated in the government's safety and security policy. The ministry's various interventions include strategies to address student behavioral issues, parental involvement, civic pride, and offering guidance and counseling services. Supporting these is the provision of physical security measures to secure school entrances and surveillance activities on the learning compounds.
We have also embarked on a significant procurement in order to outfit our schools, and we should be able to put out that tender by the first term of the next year.
Another critical component of the safety and security policy is the provision of on-the-ground support for educational institutions.
School resource officers or police officers are assigned to a group of schools, and though no longer physically operating from our educational institutions, they continue to provide valuable support to schools. And this includes, but is not limited to, the following. They coordinate searches upon request. They visit schools regularly. We have motorized patrols in the general school environments before and after school hours. There's regular patrols in the transport and town centers to prevent students loitering during school hours. They do safety audits and reports upon request.
A transformed education sector also involves upgrading the technological infrastructure to help educators and students adapt to shifting global demands.
We just completed broadband internet connectivity in all our schools in St. Thomas, and even more recently, we have outfitted them with Wi-Fi that's available in all classrooms. And so we're pleased to note that to date, 663 of our public schools and places of safety have been connected to the national school network. We want to be known as the STEM graduate producing country, one that promotes the creative and logical thinking of our students. We have already identified one of the 6 locations in Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine, to locate the first STEM school. Since then, the land has been transferred to the Ministry of Education and Youth, and the design work has begun. We've also identified another location in St. Anne. Land transfers in progress and other works have begun. Our agency, the National Education Trust, fondly known as NET, is leading on this along with our World Bank partners for the location in St. Anne. School board members constitute one of the largest group of volunteers in our country. They total almost 10,000, and they give many hours. And oftentimes they give up their own resources to help our schools. A revised set of procedures has been developed in keeping with the recommendations of the transformation report in terms of our school boards. And it calls on us to review the performance of school boards at the end of each board cycle with the introduction of a monitoring and evaluation framework. To train school board members to streamline the current school governance arrangements, and to acknowledge our school board members. We're pleased to share that early childhood practitioners that have been trained in various areas concerned with professional development total 1,500.
In addition, more teachers are set to enter the classroom this September.
We continue through the Jamaica Teaching Council to build capacity through mandatory teacher mentorship for beginning teachers, mandatory professional days yearly, providing trainers of teachers, support for teachers in how they teach boys, and so on. We're happy to report, Madam Speaker, that a beginning teachers induction ceremony was held for over 1,200 teachers who will enter the system in September of this year. Over 1,000 mentors have been trained to ensure support for beginning teachers and boys' education.
Through the creation of holistic empowerment centers, the Ministry of Education is also working to enhance the lives and standards of living of young people.
And I'm happy to report that we will see the reopening of 2 more youth innovation centers in Hanover, Madam Speaker, and Portmore later this year.
There is also a concerted push at the tertiary level to increase affordability and accessibility to higher learning.
While we focus our minds on that, I'm pleased to note, and as announced recently by the Prime Minister, the allocation of $3 million each to members of Parliament to provide tertiary scholarships up to $200,000 per tertiary student. In closing, Madam Speaker, I remind all Jamaicans that transformation is a process that requires all hands-on-deck approach, and so it's our collective responsibility to support our teachers, to invest in our schools, to engage our children and youth to become active participants in not only their learning, but also in making our country and our world better and more sustainable. Together we can. Together we are trending. We're trending, transforming education for national development.